Hey everybody, welcome to the Fanboys. I'm Andrew.
And I'm Paul.
And welcome to Smash Chat number 1. We're super excited. This is a series where we put all of our Smash-related talk so that it doesn't leak over into the other podcasts.
It was desperately needed, as you guys could probably tell.
Yeah, we're kind of sorry. The E3 one was, ridiculous.
Yeah. That one was fair, because that was a massive amount of content.
It's true.
Lindsey Sterling got a little nuts with Smash, too.
Yeah, that's true.
Unfortunately.
So, anyway, this is just our series where we're just going to talk about Smash.
Yeah, we're going to take a whole separate ode to it now.
Yeah.
Throughout all time, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much.
So.
We're going to try to keep this one relatively short, 15, 20 minutes. So.
Yeah. We'll see how we do.
Here we go. What's the first topic of conversation?
Okay, first topic of conversation is I got to go to the Smash Fest demo at Best Buy.
Oh my god, you did?
Yes.
I didn't.
I'm sorry.
God.
I'm so sorry, Andrew.
I showed up way too late with way too many people, and I didn't realize there was only going to be one station.
Yeah, it was kind of insanity.
Yeah, so we drove. It wasn't that far, truthfully. I mean, it wasn't that bad of a drive, but it was like, no. Because I really wanted to play it. But you played it. Impressions. By the way, Paul has written an Impressions article up on the site. It's really good if you guys want to go read it. So yeah, do that. But for right now,
I'll summarize my impressions.
Yeah.
So I feel really good about this one.
Okay.
Definitely. I think watching the original tournament, I think it was a much worse impression of its pacing. So we know that there's no L cancel, no wave dash, but as far as running and drop speed, if you drop down kind of thing.
Yeah.
We already know there's kind of a landing lag, but as far as the other pacing goes, it feels really good.
Okay.
People are saying, Brawl 2.0, but no. When other people say it's a midpoint between Melee and Brawl, it is a solid midpoint, and it feels good.
Okay, see,
definitely.
I'm really glad to hear that, because that was the thing that worried me. But from what you're saying, and from what I've seen online, it does seem the engine seems the speed between Melee and Brawl.
Yeah, definitely.
And like you were saying, drop speeds, Bowser drops like a rock this time. He's not as floaty. Now, he's not as heavy as Melee either, but I feel like that's okay.
And I mean, drop speed was the one thing I got to test out, because looking back, I had probably a minute with Smash Run and then 2 minutes with an insane hectic 4-player match. So it all went by so fast. So I was in Smash Run, didn't even bother to try the challenge. I was just first off trying to dash dance, failed at it.
Yeah, and then, it looks it
looks harder and not as
not as
finessant,
good. Not as
good.
Thing.
No,
and I think that's the one thing that they need to fix right now is dashing and landing lag.
It's a step up from Brawl, though, the dash.
No, definitely,
I think we'll talk about that in a minute with the 1v1.
Okay.
Yeah. But the one thing I did get to try out was the drop thing with the fast fall.
Right.
So I was up on a ledge and basically I was Greninja, of course.
Of course.
I basically did a jump up aerial, drop down, and another jump up aerial really fast, and it shook me how reminiscent it was of Sheik.
Of Melee, yeah.
It felt just like Sheik the way it did it, and it made me so happy.
Yeah.
This is probably just my hype talking, but I want to say the running was almost like casual Melee level. You know?
Okay. Like with how fast it was, you mean? Or
At least how fast Greninja was going. That's another variable, of course, because Greninja is one of the fastest characters.
Yeah,
so.
That's definitely true.
But it is definitely a good feeling pace.
Okay. Alright, so I'm really glad to hear your impressions, because I was really worried for a second.
Me too.
That it was going to be not like that at all.
Yeah.
But from what I've heard from you and from other people are like, it's a pretty good midpoint.
Yeah.
Dashing,
absolutely.
I think the main complaints, though, dashing needs to be kind of fixed, because it's hard to do things out of a dash that's not an attack. And which that would kind of fix movement options.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then
the landing lag.
Yeah, aerial landing lag. So, and that was the two things I noticed in 1v1 videos. So for those of you guys who don't know, Clash Tournaments, which is a streaming kind of company, they put a bunch of 1v1 videos online, which is great.
Maybe like around 10.
Yeah,
something like that.
And I don't know how they managed to do that because it was at Nintendo's booth at E3.
Right.
So I don't know how they had those connections, but somebody allowed them to sit there and have 8-minute. It was like 8-minute matches, right? Or was it shorter than that? I don't remember. It might have only been 4 minutes.
I think it was shorter than that.
Okay, well, yeah, they managed to do much longer 1v1 matches. I think with items on low too.
Seemed like it.
It seemed like it, yeah. So it's really good. Go look it up, Clash Tournaments on YouTube. But impressions from that, for me, and obviously I haven't played it like you have, was there was a match between Marth and Pikachu where they were moving around pretty fast.
Uh-huh.
And the Marth was trying to kind of dash dance, and he's kind of trying to move so that he's not constantly just running. He actually and he called it foxtrotting, I think, in the description. But he was basically just pressing dash in one direction over and over again to move across the stage. So that in between each dash, he had a potential to do something different.
Huh.
Which is interesting. Yeah. And in that same video, Pikachu got a combo off that was, pretty good.
Really?
Yeah, and it looked really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it wasn't a true combo like a melee, like he's in hit stun the whole time.
Yeah.
But it was a good strength.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the match that I was like, okay, this looks a little bit more
a little better,
faster paced. Looks a little more interesting.
Yeah,
Marth does kind of look like he sucks, though, admittedly.
I just hate his stupid front joust to death. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
but
it's
the old one is so much better. I don't know.
It's so
why.
stupid. It's really dumb. Anyway, so yeah. These videos, I mean, what did you think about the videos overall? Do you have one that sticks out? Or?
The big thing that stuck out to me was that people were dash dancing.
Mm-hmm.
And not just, for a second. There's Mega Man vs. Greninja where he did it, right in the beginning. But there was another one, it might have been, 2 different videos or the same video. A Rosalina player and a Mega Man player were dash dancing like nuts.
Okay. Over
the, on the field and stuff. And of course, you could see it's not as fluid as Melee
was.
And it's harder to utilize it in battle. But to be able to do that right away is I feel like a nice step up.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, and like you said, you can't utilize it very much because it goes nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
But it's nice that it's at least there.
Yeah.
And the other impression that I had too was there were a couple really good combos with the Greninja players. There was a Wii Fit Trainer combo, actually, that they were consistently doing up airs over and over again and trying to, actually combo them.
Right.
And they got it to work.
Yeah.
And the thing that I noticed is the reason that they got it to work is that even though aerial landing lag is so bad, there's certain characters that aren't. That their landing lag isn't that bad. So they're able to kind of combo those.
Uh-huh.
And it's kind of funny because I immediately went, wow, I think those characters are going to be the ones that are going to be really good if this stays the same.
Yeah,
if the landing lag is just that bad all across the board, the characters with better, character-specific lag on those aerials, those are going to be the better characters.
What people have been saying is basically that Nintendo has heard the complaints about that and are still working on that. So I feel like this is a midpoint where some of the characters are a little more fixed than others, kind of thing.
I hope so. My only worry is that development does take a while. And if this is coming out in November or December, that's it's not that far. You know, I hope they are. I really do.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. We'll have to see what happens with that. You know?
And again, actually playing it, it didn't feel as bad as it looked.
Okay.
Even the landing lag.
Yeah.
Honestly.
So then the other question I had was, it looks better, first of all, just in general.
Mm-hmm.
The game just looks better than Brawl, graphically wise, but it also looks sharper and smoother than Brawl.
Yeah,
and that was the thing about Brawl that always bothered me, is that it was the engine was fine, but it just wasn't as fine-tuned. And the fact that there were a lot of weird, graphical things going on in Brawl.
You know what I think it is, basically? That was... Brawl was the last step towards their fight for realisticness.
Okay.
In the design
I get
and stuff.
I get it.
They've thrown that out the window. It's like, okay, we can't compete with PS3 or Xbox, and our characters don't look good that way anyway, so we're gonna go for like clean cut tuniness and
stylized.
Exactly.
Stylized.
It really looks beautiful.
It does. It looks amazing. Yeah. I mean, this is like it's the same thing happened with Mario Kart 8, where the first time I loaded it up and went, shit, that's Rainbow Road. It just looked like really good. Yeah. Like the graphics were amazing. Yeah. And I feel that's the same thing with Smash 4.
And just the subtle movements of the characters and stuff. It looks
smooth. Yeah. It looks really smooth.
Yeah.
So that's a good sign to me. That even if the engine isn't really that fine-tuned or it's, still floaty like Brawl or whatever happens, it just looks better.
Absolutely.
In a lot of cases. For me, personally. So, yeah, that's what I got most out of the 1v1.
Right. So,
for sure.
Okay. Biggest regret, I didn't try to use an aerial attack with the grab button.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm not quite sure what the grab button I guess it was R2L2?
Oh, okay.
Oh gosh, it happened so fast. But yes, I had to use a Wii Pro controller, not a GameCube controller.
Yeah, which is unfortunate.
So, and I use Z for a lot of aerial attacks. So
yeah.
Have you heard anything about that?
I haven't heard anything. Okay. I just know that they were using GameCube controllers at the invitation.
Yeah. And I think they were set up for the demos too.
I'm pretty sure at E3 they were.
Yeah.
So yeah, I haven't heard anything about what
Z is.
What Z is or what. I don't know what's going on with that.
If I had to guess, it'd probably be Dodge. Going from Brawl.
Yeah. So. All right. Well, let's move on to the last part here. We wanted to talk a little bit about MLG Anaheim.
Yeah.
So, going back to Melee, the greatest game ever made. No, that's not true. No, it's just a really awesome game to watch, actually.
Absolutely.
Melee is coming up at MLG. It's going to be back for the first time in 10 years. 10 years? 8 years? 8 years, maybe. I don't know. Really exciting.
Yeah.
Everybody's coming back. The pro bracket is fucking stacked.
Ooh.
It's ridiculous. And all of the Titans are going to be there. And we're going to talk a little bit about predictions, I guess.
Sure. What
do you think? Who do you think's going to win? And is there an upset in the making? Lesser player beating one of the 5, let's say.
All I can think about is PPMD overthrowing Mango in the last... Which tournament was that?
Oh, SK Tari.
Yeah, SK Tari. So, I don't know. I guess my money's on PPMD. I'm not as analytical about this as you. I haven't seen enough, I feel like. But all around, I just want it to be that. The one thing I want from this tournament is that there isn't a landslide at the end.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I get that.
Yeah,
I get that. Then nobody's just running through the bracket and killing everybody.
Mango's reigned for so long. It would be nice to see someone else
and I think
get on top for a bit.
And I agree. I think if anybody is going to beat him and is going to cement himself as a king this summer, it's going to be PPMD.
Yeah.
Because he looks so fucking dominant. I mean, he won Apex, then he won something else in the middle, and then he won SK Tar 3, and now he's looking... I think he's going to win MLG.
Yeah.
And I think if he wins MLG, he's going to go win EVO.
But no doubt this one win we were talking about against Mango, that's been the only one so far. They haven't faced off in any other circumstance yet.
In Grand Finals, I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure... No, actually, he won... Didn't he beat Mango at Apex? Or did he beat Mewtwo King at Apex?
I don't know.
I don't remember. I know that they've met in Grand Finals and PPMD's won before. I know that that's happened.
Oh, so okay.
Yeah.
Okay, it has happened.
So it's happened before. And so I don't know. I have a feeling that PPMD is going to be the one.
Yeah.
To take it out.
It's tough to say how quickly Mango can recover and learn from this. Like I don't know how good he is at that since he's been on top for so long. That's adapting to new
that's the thing. Is
resources.
Like, where is he going now?
Yeah. I mean, something could happen like, what was it? Was it, CT Chris?
Oh,
PC Chris.
PC Chris.
PC Chris, who 1 year defeated Ken.
Right.
And then he came right back and just destroyed him, learning his thing being like hyper offensive with the counters.
I think that's what SK Tar 3 was Mango sitting back and going, I'm going to collect info this tournament.
Yeah.
Because everybody's here, and I can collect info on everybody. And so he lost, but he said in an interview after, he was like, well, yeah, just collecting info, sitting back.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. And I was like, that's smart. Because PPMD played his heart out at SK Tar 3 and won pretty convincingly. Right. So I don't know. I feel Mango can take it over.
But if this next tournament, if PPMD wins, it's no longer a fluke kind of thing.
Well, it's not a fluke now. I mean, he won Apex, he's won other tournaments, and he won SK Tar 3.
Okay.
I think he's on top right now. But if he wins, if PPMD wins this one, it goes from just, wow, PPMD is looking really good, to PPMD is the king right now.
Yeah.
He's the number one player in the world, and he's going to be. He was for a year.
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen if he wins this weekend and probably EVO.
Right.
Especially EVO. EVO's a little bit bigger, right? But so I think that's what's going to happen. I really think he's going to cement himself.
So we're both on PPMD then?
I think so. If not PPMD, Mango.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, though. I just want to put this out there as an upset. If anybody can beat any 5 of these players, I think it's going to be Leffen.
Mm-hmm.
I think Leffen can beat Armada, because he's proven it before. They're both Swedish. So he's beaten Armada. I think Leffen would destroy Hungrybox, because Hungrybox is not very good with top-level Foxes. Because that happens a lot.
What is good against Fox?
That's true. And I think if Leffen can surprise us, he can beat M2K, PPMD, and Mango.
But in the public arena recently, he hasn't shown any massive
That's the
upset.
thing. Is it's like, he really hasn't been in the U.S. in a while.
Mm-hmm.
And the last time he was at Apex, and he got 4-stocked by Mango.
Yeah.
So, we'll see what happens. He's my upset pick,
That'd be really cool.
It would be cool. Yeah. I don't really like Leffen. I think he's kind of a dick sometimes, truthfully. But his play is really good. Yeah. So it'd be interesting to see what happens. Mm-hmm. And go Axe, because Pikachu is awesome, and you're from Arizona.
Yeah.
So, go Axe.
Yay!
I want you to actually win. I hope that you do.
Hungrybox is temporarily here.
That's true. I'd root for Axe anyway. Over Puff. I'd root for Pikachu over Jigglypuff. Alright, well, that clocked in at about 18 minutes. But
just a little bit over, you know?
That's good, yeah.
We'll learn from this.
We'll learn. We'll learn
to stop talking so much on a podcast.
Yeah. Alright, guys, well, thanks for tuning in to Smashcast number 1.
Yeah.
You can find us at thefanvoice.com for the articles, news articles. We always post about Smash, so check that out.
You can catch us at Twitter at FanVoicePodcast, YouTube.com/TheFanVoicePodcast,
Facebook.com/TheFanVoicePodcast,
and our wonderful email address, fan@TheFanVoice.com.
Alright, guys, so we will see you next time.
Yeah, until then, keep smashing.
Alright, see you guys.
See ya.